Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So, I came on here. First, I want to show this fantastic gouache paint set that I got from Chocola. They also sent me a big acrylic set as well as canvases. So, that is, we're going to use the gouache today. So I'm going to set this aside. Well, let's look in here. Let's see what we got. You get I want to call it a spackle knife, but I can't even remember what these are called. You know what I'm talking about. You get a sponge. You get a really cool palette. You get a really cool palette knife is fantastic. So, here's what we're doing today. This is a canvas, and we it didn't work. So, two things you can do. You could take clear gesso. You could clear gesso this whole thing, and then it kind of gives you a new slate, brand new slate. But I know a lot of you don't have clear gesso. Of course, you can use your Mod Podge mat, or whatever, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to kind of go, right in. Now, I have gesso. Gesso comes in a million different colors now. This is just white gesso. But you can also use white acrylic paint, which I have here. This is from Amsterdam. Now, I love pouring, doing the acrylic pouring and stuff. So I bought a bunch of these big things that I use. And I thought, wow, I go through a lot of whites. So I thought I'd put it up here and, see. So what you can do is, because I don't want to get rid of, oh, she's a thick girl. I don't want to get rid of all of the colors and the bits and pieces, but really, as you can see, it's kind of dark. I think, let me see. Maybe that'll give you a better, yeah. See, can you see how dark it is? I turned off the one light because the one light was making it like, mwah. So I love to do that. I'm not going to ruin my my Chocola, what do you call it? Paintbrushes, because I don't want to. So I'm just going to use a regular, this is just a Simply Simmons. This is a flat. This one's old. I'm going to wet it, give it a couple dips, and then I'm going to go in. And I'm just going to, and you can look at that great texture that's coming up, right? So I'm just going to wet it a little bit more and drag it. And what this is going to do, you can push it. You can push it real good. Please, nobody telling me. Every time I do that, somebody tells. I put my video in for copyright. Okay. And then, now here's a little thick. And normally I don't like to waste. But, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take, this is just a baby wipe that I reuse over and over. And I'm going to set it on this and lift it off. And that's going to take some of that thickness off so it doesn't take forever to dry. Okay, so you can see very simple, and that really took that away. And I know that's not rocket science. So I'm going to dry it. And what happens is it becomes a brand new canvas for you in a sense. Makes it much easier to use these dark colors. Let's lift them off, but we're going to just touch that like that. A little bit wet here. I like to, because I am cheap as they come. Cheap and easy, I like to call myself. This is just a baby wipe, and what I'll do is I'll open it up. I'll either rinse it off in my bucket of water there, or I'll just hang it here to dry and use it again and again. You'll see it. So I just can't use it anymore. Okay. And although I'm not going to dry it completely, I love when you guys have questions for me. I'm not going to dry it completely, but that is how I love to do it. Now, if you followed me for a while, you know when I do my mixed media, I always like to do a whitewash on it or a black wash, whatever color. It might be a purple. It depends on whatever I'm going for. So, you know, this essentially is what I did. The canvas was too dark and it was yucky. And I have a lot of new mixed media lovelies following me. And so, yeah, I wanted to show how to do this. Now, let's move on from here for a second. I have some paint I'm trying to get rid of because it's old and I've had it forever. And it's the Delusions paint. I have the different, I don't even know what color. This is turquoise jade and it's not even shut all the way. So God only knows what it's in there. So let's open, this color is, because I know people are going to ask me, Mushy Peas. Let's see how mushy it is. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take a paintbrush. I guess we'll use, let's try one of these paintbrushes. You know what? No, I'm not going to use this right now. Let's try the gouache. Let's try the charcoal gouache. Let me grab a green from there. There we go. And this is called light green, imagine. And it has, you just unscrew it. It's not sealed or anything. Not mad at it, but I don't know what. I love this. I love this texture and all right here. Let's see. I just want to see how this works. Now I'm not going to wet my brush or the paint because I just think that would be unfair. So I want to see how this works. So you can see it's very opaque if you don't wet it, right? Now I'm going to wet my brush a little bit. And I'll just go down here and you can see it's very transparent. Look at that. Now if I wet this a little bit, it'll loosen it up a little bit, but there you go. I'm just doing a little bit. I like to do in threes, so I'll pretty wet my brush a little bit more and just over here a little bit of green. I like to do the threes. Okay, so we have that. I'm not mad at that. That's pretty good. So let's move these brushes over. Let's do the, let's do deep green. And I'm just adding a bunch of colors. Again, deep green, chocola. And I'm going to touch it once there, once there, once there. Deep green. Let's see what she does. Wash that off. I'm going to dry it a little bit because I really don't want to go in completely wet here and make it completely transparent. Let's take this and just gonna give it a tap. Oh yeah. And then tap this. And if you don't walk away with paint on your hands, oh my god, you can see my fingers. That's okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is dry this a little bit, because the next thing I'm going to do, now if you really want your drips and all to stay and look exactly how they are, you don't want to dry it with your heat gun, because what's going to happen is it's going to take all the water away. I don't know, it just doesn't dry as bright for me, but it doesn't matter. I like it. And push it, push it, push it. All over the place. Okay, and I don't need to keep going with that. I can leave that sit for a little bit because I'll work over here. Now what I want to do, first I got to make sure I have these lids on, because I am forever and it's a metal one. This is no cheap plastic one. People have preferences. I do enjoy me a metal. Okay, now what I'll do, let's see. I'll do it on here because I don't want to mess up the, I'm just going to put a little bloop like that of orange. We'll put it back, make sure that lid goes on, Cal. And then I'll take some of it, and then we'll just, and I'm just lightly putting it on. I don't need to have, I just want to see how it dries when it's thick like that. Okay, and I'm not going for like, oh, let's have the perfect flowers. I just want a little bit of something, something. Now, you know how I like to do it. You can just lay this down, take your, wipe this off, take a paper and, or a paper towel, whatever you have, and just kind of wipe it off on the one side, and you'll get, look at, and then I'm going to put, she ain't gonna last too much longer. I'm gonna have to dry her or get a new one. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a little bloop. Okay. Again, this is gouache. Okay. I don't want to touch that, so I'm going to be okay with that for now. And I'll wipe this off because I don't want... These are nice though because they're that plastic. They really, the paint will peel off, which is always nice. Okay. Come on, baby, don't fail me now. I'll just set you there. Okay. And then I'm gonna turn it like this. And let's work up in that corner. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I have these napkins. And the color looks off a little bit, which is okay, but I'm not seeing the same, you know, that I'm seeing. All right, come on. And I don't care, you know, like I'm just tearing it. I'm not worrying. And then I'm going to take the white. They all have white on the back. But don't throw that away because that's gold, people. That's gold. All right, so... where do I want to put this? Do I want to go back to being dark, adding that little darkness? No, I'm going to save that for another one because I know it's going to take away from that, and I'm not loving on that. But I could use this, and I will as soon as I add some more color. All right. What about... ooh, turquoise blue. Come here, baby. Turquoise blue. Which is kind of what that reminds me of, but it's not. Get some there. There. Just a little bit there. So much fun. And... what are we going to do with this? What do I do with my paintbrush? Here she is. Trying to get back into it, into the recording, so not always going to be perfect. All right, so I'm going to do like this. I'm going to go like this into the blue. I'm going to wet it a little bit, bring it up and over, just so everything's kind of getting covered a little bit. Beautiful color. And the same with the white. I'll just bring it over here. Almost like it's framing it. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful color. A little bit on that white right there. Okay. I like that. Oh, poop. I'm trying not to curse. Not recording for a while, you forget. Gotta use baby words. Baby words. All right. And I don't mean you're a baby. I mean, you know. Gotta watch what I say. All right, let's give it a quick dry. If you're going to dry with your heat gun, like I have, do not hold it close or hold it into one area. You really want to move it around and you know, because it'll cook your paint. You also want to not, like once I'm done doing this, you want to wait a few seconds, like a minute. Red. Do we want vermilion or crimson? I'm more of a crimson girl. Crimson red. I don't know, just my thing. I don't think I have anything around me right now that I can use for a stencil, which is okay. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I want to scrape, but I don't have anything to scrape with. How well did I prepare? Not well. You forgot. All right, let me just do like this. 1, 2, 3. I mean, look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Back with the paintbrush. Watch what I do. Take it all the way over. A little bit more water. Because I am just that kind of girl. Yep. There you go. Just like the little squiggles. But we'll go add some of this. Go right over that. So you can see how transparent it is. Because you could still see the orange. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Just so you know that if you do use them for mixed media, that, you know. Okay. Now I've pretty much covered the whole canvas, right? I love the way, look at that, how it like makes it a purple when you put it over that blue. Oh, the color mixing is everything. Watch. Let's see. Oh, I got too much water now, but that's all right. I mean, this is so pretty. So when it hits different, you know, colors and it mixes, it's making, you know, different colors. Okay. All right. Okay. But what I'm going to do, no, I'm not going to use that yet. I'm just going to take my rag again, my little baby wipe. He's like, I didn't know I was going to be used so much. Yeah, just to get off some of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you for a second. Once this is completely okay, so changed my mind a little bit. Now you can see we got our colors on here, and I love it. I love it. I love it. A little bit dark still, right? But so we need to add some of the white back. I'm just going to use some wicker white paint instead of my gesso, just because you know, a lot of people don't have gesso, and white works just as good. I fight all the time with people about using white as your gesso. So I'm going to add just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dry sponge that came with, because I'm not going to waste my white. They give you 2 whites in there in the gouache paint set. Now I know that's a little dark there, but what I like to do is I like to go in and I'll just add a little bit of water to that and start lifting up and then going elsewhere just to brighten it up a little bit. Because not everybody likes it dark or as dark as I have it. Okay. Still a little bit too white. So you could tell I like it dark. But I figured let's try this out for people who don't. Okay. That's all I'm going to do on that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit it just real quick with your hair dryer, heat gun, whatever you have. This will dry very fast because it's very thin and, you know. And funny thing, I foster puppies mainly. I had last time, maybe 2 months ago, I had a mother and her 1-day-old puppies. There were 9 puppies. Anyway, I had them for 2 months until they were able to be adopted out. And I couldn't find my pencils or anything anywhere. So I've had like other puppies come and go since then. And I have more puppies coming Sunday. And so I was like, I'm going to clean my room real good and try to really get a place to record. So if they're in here, you know, no big deal. And so I'm underneath the table and I'm cleaning. I find all my pencils. I find all kinds of stuff I couldn't find before. I don't know. I thought it was fun. My pencils with my erasers, you know. Okay, so I want to make some marks on here. And I have a white China marker. They're called China markers. I don't exactly know why. Which this is Sharpie China marker. They have all kinds of different brands and names. You can get them on Amazon. They come in all kinds of different colors. I have black and white. And what these are, they write over your acrylic paint, over on plastic, on glass, on all kinds of things. They won't come off though. So that's a good thing, you know, making sure. So I'm just going to go in and like just do some scribbles just to add some interest. I like to do things in threes. You can even outline, like maybe you want to outline, you know, something you have on there. It doesn't matter. Maybe you want to draw leaves, feathers, whatever you want. But that's what I'm going to do with that, with the black. The white is fantastic as well. See how it works right over on that. These dark spots. Just, you could do some triangles because we're going to be painting over it and covering it. So, and use a pencil. This is a Prismacolor Ebony Jet Smooth Extra Smooth 14420. And I'm just going over the white spots because I know that's the only place it's really gonna work. I also have my and that just adds a whole other set of media to your mixed media. We added, now of course I had paper down and glue down prior. Then I put more paint. Then I put some Stabilo, Sharpie, what else did I have? Pencil, okay, all the things, China markers. Now we have a background. So now you can continue on and figure out what you want to put on. Now I know what I want to put on. I have a little girl that I drew as a little witch and a tree and everything, and that's kind of what I want to put on here. So I want to look at this and see what way would be the best way for me to put her, like where and everything. So let me grab her. So I did her. I've been drawing a lot lately, and so I did her. And I'm either going to paint her on here and then cut her out and glue her on. I can't quite decide yet. I'm either going to, or I'm going to scribble on the back, trace her down, or trace her on to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to put her over here, and because this is kind of going up, I'm going to put my tree over here, if that makes sense. So yeah, so this is kind of what I got in my head. So this is the end of the mixed media video. What do I do with the canvas that I don't like, that I've already painted? This is what you do. Just make it a mixed media background. Make it to your liking. Don't get discouraged. Don't look at it and throw it away. Make it to what you want. And then in my next video, I'll show you, we'll paint it and we'll add our little girl and use stamps and all kinds of other fun stuff. So as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. If you guys do this, tag me. I'd love to see it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.